Most Americans think California and Texas are powerful because they're big, rich, and populated. That explanation is incomplete. Their real power doesn't come from size alone. It comes from how they quietly shape national rules, corporate behavior, and political outcomes, even for states thousands of miles away. By the end of this video, you'll understand the hidden machinery that lets two states influence the entire country without passing a single federal law.
What happens in California and Texas doesn't stay in California and Texas. It affects the car you drive, the job market you compete in, the products you buy, and even the laws your own state ends up adopting. These two states operate less like regional governments and more like parallel power centers inside the American system. To understand modern America, you have to understand how they built this influence.
Here's the first hidden mechanism. California and Texas don't just have large populations, they have irreplaceable markets. Together, they represent nearly 1 in 5 Americans. That creates something called market gravity. When a company wants nationwide reach, it can't afford to ignore either state. So instead of creating 50 different versions of a product, companies design to satisfy the strictest or the largest market. California uses regulation. Texas uses scale and business access. Different methods, same outcome. If a car manufacturer meets California's emission standards, it becomes easier to sell that same car nationwide. If a tech company builds infrastructure in Texas to serve massive logistics hubs and data centers, the rest of the country often runs on that same backbone. The result? Private companies quietly turn state-level rules into national standards. But this is only the surface layer, because the real leverage appears when states begin exporting policy, not through Washington, but through corporate behavior. And that leads to the next reveal.
California has mastered something most people don't notice: regulatory exporting. Instead of waiting for Congress, the state sets aggressive standards: environmental, consumer protection, data privacy. Companies don't comply because they love regulation. They comply because they can't abandon the 5th largest economy on Earth. So corporations adapt once and roll the same systems across the country. That's how California turns state policy into de facto national rules. Texas plays a different game. Rather than regulating tightly, it attracts headquarters, energy firms, logistics giants, manufacturing operations. When Texas changes tax structures, labor rules, or energy policy, companies reorganize around it. Those decisions ripple outward, affecting suppliers, workers, markets nationwide. One state pushes standards, the other pulls infrastructure. Together, they shape the American economy without touching federal law. But economics alone doesn't explain their full power. The political machinery is next.
California and Texas don't just dominate markets, they dominate representation. They control electoral college weight. They send massive delegations to Congress. They influence committee power. This creates institutional gravity. National parties design strategies around them. Money flows through them. Media follows them. But here's the deeper layer. They operate as political testing labs. Policies get piloted. Messaging gets refined. Legal frameworks get stress tested. What survives here often becomes national strategy. And now comes the strongest mechanism, the one most people never see.
California and Texas operate at a scale that allows something unusual: semi-independent governance ecosystems. They don't just pass laws, they build institutions. California runs regulatory systems that rival federal departments. Texas controls its own power grid, its own energy market, its own regulatory environment. They don't wait for Washington, they move independently. And because they're economically essential,
the country adapts around them. America doesn't operate under one center of power. It operates through overlapping power hubs, and these two sit at the top.
This changes how power works in America. Smaller states don't just follow federal law. They follow standards set indirectly by California and Texas. Consumers feel it. Workers feel it. Local governments feel it. It also fuels polarization, because now the debate isn't just about policy, it's about which model of America wins.
California and Texas aren't powerful because they're loud. They're powerful because they're embedded into the system itself. They shape markets, they export standards, they influence institutions, they build parallel systems of governance. Once you see this, you stop viewing national power as centralized. You start seeing it as distributed. If there's a system or mechanism you want unpacked next, leave your suggestions in the comments. Because once you understand how power actually moves, you stop seeing headlines and start seeing infrastructure.